All right, let's talk about a technology that says it knows how you feel, maybe even better than you do. But what if that same tech could become the most powerful surveillance tool we've ever seen? Yeah, we're talking about emotion AI. Have you ever had that weird feeling you're having a really bad day and boom, an ad for your favorite comfort food pops up on your phone? Or maybe you're dealing with a customer service bot and it suddenly says, I can hear frustration in your voice. Let me get a human for you. It's uncanny, right? Well, guess what? It's not magic, and it's definitely not a coincidence. This is a very real technology called emotion AI. And it's not some far-off future thing. It's already here, and its whole job is to read, interpret, and even react to your feelings. So, how on earth does it work? Okay, so what is this stuff really? It's way more than just one of those silly camera filters that can tell when you're smiling. The real science behind it is a whole lot deeper. The fancy official term for it is affective computing, but really, at its core, it's all about building AI systems that can actually get a sense of human emotions. The goal? To make our chats with computers feel a bit more, well, human. But how does it do that? Okay, this is where it gets really fascinating. The AI doesn't just look at one thing. It's multimodal, which is a fancy way of saying it gathers clues from everywhere. We're talking about the tiniest little microexpressions on your face, the pitch and rhythm of your voice, the thing that lets it tell the difference between a real I'm fine and a sarcastic one. It even looks at the words and emojis you type and can pull biometric data like your heart rate right from your smartwatch. It's looking at everything. So the whole process is actually pretty straightforward, at least on the surface. First, it takes in all that data we just talked about, your face, your voice, your vitals. Then it feeds all of that into the super complex algorithm, which is often a black box, meaning even the people who made it don't totally understand how it makes decisions. And finally, it spits out an inference, basically an educated guess about what you're feeling, something like stress level 70%. And that little guess, well, that can be used for some truly amazing things. So let's start with the good stuff, because the potential here to genuinely help people it's huge. This is the friend version of emotion AI. And you can see this in some really life-changing applications. I mean, think about it. Mental health apps that can actually detect signs of distress in your voice and immediately offer you some coping strategies. That could be a literal lifeline for someone in a crisis. Or what about AI tutors that see a student is confused, the furrowed brow, and instantly adapt their teaching style? And it's even being built into cars right now to spot when a driver is getting drowsy, potentially preventing a horrible accident. In every one of these cases, the AI is a friend, right? It's supportive, it's adaptive, and it's protective. It's looking out for us. But what happens when that same incredibly personal insight gets turned against us? And this is where the story takes a much, much darker turn. This is the faux side of emotion AI, where the potential for misuse and harm is just massive. This really gets to the core of the problem. If a company knows you're feeling anxious, or a government can scan a crowd and pick out individuals it thinks are agitated, who owns your feelings? Who owns that data? And who gets to control it? This goes way beyond data surveillance. This is emotional surveillance. And this isn't theoretical. Let's look at a real-world nightmare. For years, a company called HireVue actually used emotion AI to analyze video job interviews. The promise? Totally unbiased, data-driven hiring. But critics started calling it digital phrenology, basically a high-tech pseudoscience that judges if you're a good fit for a job based on your facial tics. Imagine a system like that penalizing anyone who's neurodiverse or just doesn't express emotion in a standard way. The backlash was so intense that HireVue eventually dropped the facial analysis part, but the tech itself, it's still out there. And then you have straight-up emotional manipulation. What if a social media platform infers that you're feeling lonely or depressed? It can target you with terrifying accuracy. Feeling down? Here's an ad for online gambling or a junk food binge. It's using your own vulnerabilities as a sales trigger. But maybe the scariest problem of all is bias. See, AI learns from the data we feed it, and if that data is biased, the AI becomes biased. It's that simple, and the results are shocking. Major studies have shown these facial analysis systems can have error rates up to 34% higher for darker-skinned women than for lighter-skinned men. Now, imagine that flawed technology being used in an airport security screening or a police interrogation. This isn't just a glitch in the system. It's digital discrimination, hardwired into the code. So here we are. We've got this incredible double-edged sword. How do we get all the amazing benefits of the friend without unleashing the absolute dangers of the foe? Well, that's the huge question everyone is trying to figure out right now.
And some governments are already starting to draw hard lines. The European Union's AI Act is a really good example. It's a landmark piece of regulation. It flat out bans using emotion AI in high-stakes areas, like the workplace or in schools. Why? Because the risk of harm, the risk of bias is just way too high.
And really, this brings us to the most important point of all. The technology itself isn't good or evil. An AI is just a tool. You know, it's like a hammer. You can use a hammer to build a beautiful house, or you can use it to break a window. The morality isn't in the tool itself. It's in how we as a society decide to use it. And this really lays out the two paths in front of us. The exact same technology can lead to empathetic therapy apps that help people, or it can lead to manipulative advertising that preys on them. It can power life-saving safety cameras in our cars, or it can power mass surveillance cameras in our cities. We're talking two completely different futures, and they both grow from the exact same technological root. So, we're at a crossroads. There's this brief moment in time where we get to decide what our emotional future is going to look like. Do we want technology that supports our humanity, or technology that exploits it? The AI isn't going to make that choice for us. That one's on us.